Hey, what's up, gamers? I'm Bradu. I'm gonna do some old school solo Shadowdark here. I've been wanting to try this for a while. I've never done any sort of RPG type content, but I'm a big solo player, so like solo D&D. But Shadowdark has kind of become my game of choice. And I'm gonna try Terra Invictus by Chubby Funster, Greg Christopher, who's put out some really awesome content for Shadowdark, and this is a like a campaign setting hex crawl. I tried it for a few nights over the last couple weeks, and so I have at least kind of some idea how to do it. It's new. I'm not new to solo gaming, but uh, I want to do a separate video on what is like solo. How do you play solo RPGs? And everybody's going to do it different. There's no right or wrong way, but I'll kind of walk you through a lot of my processes as I do this. I'm going to just give you a heads up straight away. I'm horrible at video. Like, my video quality, you can see, is pretty poor. I'm sure the sound quality is poor. I've never edited any of my videos, I don't think, except to maybe pause and restart. So I will try to at least do that. I want to do the rolls and stuff on camera as much as possible. So, like, I'll roll my characters up, their ability scores. But when I'm like choosing minis for my characters or whatever, I'll pause the video and come back and show you guys things like that. So if there's weird pauses, that's why. Uh, and I was gonna do it and put it out there and see what happens. And it might be a mess, and you might learn something cool, and it might be fun. A note about my playstyle. So if you are a solo player, and you probably are if you found this video, you're probably at least somewhat familiar with solo play. People play different ways. A lot of people like a really like role play heavy with acting and voices and me, myself, and die kind of vibe to it. I'm not like that at all. I might every once in a while throw in a voice, but it won't be consistent. I'm pretty much let's kick down the door, fight the monsters, take their treasure, see what's in the next room. I play it like a straightforward dungeon crawl, and that's what's fun for me. So it'll be mostly dice rolling, less about character development. I'm even okay with, so like a lot of times you'll start a campaign or whatever and you know this is your goal. I'm going to start on a random hex, and I'm fine with the goal is we're trying to get treasure, and we'll see if another goal shows up. Or he's got a really cool system in here um, for instead of carousing, it's I can't remember what it's called, but it's for those who are worshipers to be doing a pilgrimage, and they do their carousing like that. So I might end up go if I have like a priest or somebody with any kind of a spiritual background. I might go with that as my a pilgrimage as my initial goal, at least to get us headed in a direction. So let's get down to making characters. I've got several different ways I do this. Let's see. I'm going to use this sheet here. It's got 4 characters on one sheet. Somebody on the Shadowdark forum sent this to me today. Bob Miller Jr., I think. I'll probably use that. It looks like it's got everything I need in one spot, so I can run the whole party on one page. I've often in the past used to use note cards. I'm sure they'll fall out of my notebook when I get there. This was another one I considered using. Oh boy, I'm not going to get this guy's name. Talik, maybe, or something. Um, anyway, I like this. This is actually for level 0 characters, but it's also 4 to a page. So had I not found this, I probably would have used this, and I have used this for a gauntlet type 0 level thing. So I just wanted to show that at least as an option. Yeah, see, here's my normal. This was one of my characters from before. That's usually what I use, but we'll not do it that way this time. So what I'm going to do is roll up my characters, and this is my method. 3d6 down the line, so you do strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. With Shadowdark, if a character doesn't have at least a 14, we can just kind of scrap that set and move on to the next. I'm going to play it like that. I'm going to go straight down the line until I have 4 characters with at least a 14. That's my party. If they don't have a 14, I'm scratching it and keep going. What I've done in the past, I've never done it this way exactly, but close. What I've done in the past is if I'm doing a party of 6, I'll probably roll, or a party of 4, I'll probably roll up 6 scores, scratch 2, and keep 4. And then I do a random race, or ancestry, and then I choose the class I want after I've rolled them all, so I can kind of build my ideal party out of the numbers that I get. That's how I do it. So let's get to rolling and see what happens. I'd like to get a little bit of a balance. Hopefully we get somebody who can fight, somebody who maybe can heal, and beyond that, we're good. So first score, I'm rolling all over the place. I have this really nice, so that's a 10. I don't really care if you can see. I have this really nice, maybe I'll try it. So it's so damn big and clunky. And then I can't write, I have to move it to right, so whatever. But that would at least keep them on board, and we get better rolls. 15 decks, all right. Yeah, see, I'm not going to be able to do it all in one. Whatever. That is 11. So we have a keeper here already with a 15 dex and 14 wisdom. Not bad, not bad. 8. Oh, you can't even see the numbers, so it doesn't really matter. I'll try to show you at least. And 7. So 10, 15, 11, 14, 8, 7. So we have a high dex, high intelligence. Potentially, that's good for a wizard too, because you want your wizard to have some AC. So we have a couple options there. That will be our first character. There's a 7. Not. We want at least one strong character. Not good. The first 2. Another 14 dex. Good. Good deal. 8 con. You always want a high con score, but it doesn't happen. Oh, another thing. So that's an 8. I've always gone with max hit points at level 1. I'm not going to do that here, but I am going to do 10. So we've got a winner here. If we go wizard here, thief here. I am going to do probably a minimum of 2 hit points, 11. Okay, so not a great character there, but definitely doable. Probably a thief. Okay, we need a high strength on one of these last 2. Hopefully both. A 13 will do. It's not ideal. 11. Ugh, 8 again. Weak cons. 10. A high wisdom would be good here. Maybe a priest. Nope, not at all. 5. Oh boy. You know what though? We might get bailed out if this. I don't want a high charisma, so then we're bailed out. Yep, so we're bailed out. So we can scrap that character. 13 is our highest. We don't want that at all. I'm not going to play the roustabout. Ooh, there we go. We got a 15 strength. So we have a potential fighter. I don't care about the dex once I see a high strength like that. So a 9 there is probably going to be an armored fighter. He doesn't have to worry so much about dexterity. Oh, do you keep the die that rolled out? I guess I have to. 9. Another low con. That sucks. Can't re-roll them all, that's for sure. Oh boy. Knocking into my characters. 11. Still wouldn't mind a high wisdom. 11. Not high enough. So at least we have a strength. And some charisma. Maybe a leader. I'm not playing any kind of paladin types. What I'm going to do is pick from the 4 core classes. Or I also might do a ranger if I get a good fit. But I don't think I have one yet. But I don't think I'm going to do a bard. Okay, 12. Alright. So we at least get a bonus on the strength. And on dex. Can we have one character with hit points? Nope. 11. But at least he's not a negative like 2 of these guys are. Oh, though actually we don't have a 14 yet on this guy. 11. 9. And again, we kind of don't want a high charisma score. And we got bailed out. No 14s, right? So I might be back to the same thing I told you, which is rolling 6 sets. Sorry, this is a lot of rolling. I'm 10 minutes in. I don't even have sets of numbers yet. Oh boy, 9. 8. Woo! Let's go. 10. Sorry, I'm trying to do it on camera and I can't. 11. I'm just not going to worry about it. If you can see it, I imagine you guys trust me. 7. Oh god, this is a horrible character. Oh no! 17. And I said I'm not going to play a bard. So we have a high charisma, low everything else. How do you even play that? And the wisdom is so low I can't even make it my priest, which might make the most sense to at least like heal. And I don't allow any swappages. So we might have to go with just like a fighter type. A really, really lousy fighter. That really has to be a bard, but I don't want to play a bard. So there's our 4 scores. So now what I'm going to do is roll for race, ancestry. And I personally, I'm going to need that. That's my little cheat sheet. I will use the book as much as I can for stuff like this, for random characters. Let's see. I think it's before the spells. Random characters. Okay, random characters. So I'm going to go here, Ancestry. But if I roll a 12, I don't love playing goblins, and I keep getting a goblin every time I play. I'm kind of sick of it. So I'm going to treat 12 as like, ooh, good roll. You get to choose. So a D12. I'm going to roll my race on these. I also have a house rule. I'll use a few house rules. I'm going to go kind of by the book as much as I can here. But there's also things I know that I like. And one of my house rules is I like the Ancestry to have an ability score bonus, which we're used to in a lot of other games. So for a human, I do a +1 to any ability score I choose. Elf is a +1 to intelligence or dex. Dwarf is strength or con. Halfling is dex. Half-orc is strength. Can't remember if I said strength or con, but I think just strength for a half-orc. So I will roll those up. D12. Got this pretty one right here. So our top guy, who could be a thief, probably a wizard actually, is going to be a 11, which is half-orc. I love it. I love it. It's too bad it has to be strength that won't even help. So that will bump up to an 11. I'm going to change these now. Second one is going to be 6 is a elf. So dex or intelligence. Neither one will change. So let's go with dex on that one. Because it makes the most sense for an elf. Next one is our strong character. Here's where a half-orc would have been good. And we get a dwarf. Good. Dwarf. Nice. I love dwarves. Strength or con. Ooh, that's tough. I need them both. I'm going to go con. Because I really don't want a negative... Well, I really don't want a negative hit points for a dwarf. So even though it only bumps it up to a 10. And then my last one, with high charisma and nothing else good, is going to be a human. 3. Okay, so I think this is where what I'll do is pause the video and pick my... I've already talked about, I'm probably going to go wizard, thief, fighter. Oh, Lord. That gives me nobody who can heal. I got no high wisdom scores. I'll figure out what to do with this guy. Maybe he'll be a really bad priest. Maybe he'll be a ranger who can at least make some herbs, but is lousy at it. Anyway, I'll figure out what I'm going to do with these, and I'll come back in a minute with some minis to represent them. So, all right. Hey, so I'm back. I picked some minis. And then I decided I want to do some more of the random rolls on camera before I fill out the whole character sheet. So we have our Dwarven Fighter. I have so many cool old school minis. Sorry, my lighting is really bad in here. I like him. Old school. I guess I'm going to go with an axe and a shield. I found one actually that looks enough like a half-orc wizard. That was a tougher one. Elven Thief. I haven't named them yet. I'll probably go with random names from the book. And a female human ranger. This one I painted very poorly, and maybe she looks like she's gonna die. So maybe that's why, yeah, let's use this mini that I don't care about as much. But I also think she fits the bill of what I'm looking for. So, um, let's do some rolls real quick. I said I was gonna roll hit points, but not take any ones. Screw it. If I roll one, I roll one. Whatever. So let's see. We'll do hit points. I'll do talent rolls. And let's see. Fighter. So this will be our dwarf. He gets a D8. Oh. I need to do talent before hit points, don't I? No, I don't. Okay, he gets a D8. I'm not gonna use my cool dice tower thing. That's what I thought about rolling him at advantage. So he gets a lousy friggin' 2. Or the other house rule I've used in past games is when I play myself, I usually just go max at first level. But I gotta play by the rules. I also have a deal where I re-roll ones. Even a 1, I would add to keep a 2. So he's got no bonus to con, but he is a dwarf, so he'll get 2 more, right? He starts with +2. Jeez, but still, he's my frontline fighter, so he's going to start with 4 hit points, unless I get a talent. Let's roll his talent right now, too. Unless I get a talent that fits to give him more con. I probably need it now. 11. Choose one kind of armor. You get +1 AC from that armor. So I'm going to call that +1 AC heavy armor. Shadowdark vanilla, meaning just straight from the book, only has 3 types of armor: leather, chainmail, and plate. And I call leather light, chain medium, and plate heavy. And I have filled in the gaps because one of my very favorite things about playing, especially like a hex crawl style where you're exploring like this, you're fighting things in dungeon, you're taking things off the enemies, is those weapon and armor upgrades, especially at the early levels. So I want to be able to upgrade my armor as I'm able to afford it or find something cooler or whatever. So I'm not calling it just plate. I have filled in gaps. I'm using Chubby. One of Chubby Funster's things also has armor, but I think mine is a little bit different. But I filled in the gaps, so you have leather, plate, and everything in between, kind of. And so when he gets, it will be a while before he gets to even use that. But he's gonna go with that. Let's see. Half orc wizard has +1 bonus. I'll get to that stuff. He's a wizard. I'm gonna do his spells randomly. So his hit points is only a D4. He also, nobody had a con bonus, so this is really risky doing it like this. 1. My thief's a 1 too, right? Let's just roll it and get it out of the way. Thief's a D4, I mean. A 1. A 4, okay. He'll get 4, but he gets -1. So he gets 3. Great. This is going to be a slaughter. And my ranger is a D8. Got the ranger sheet right here. So organized, you guys. This is the best I can do. I have limited space. 1D8. You see that? Come on, lady. I didn't even see what that was. A 2 again. Fuck me. This is a bad plan. 2. At least she doesn't get a minus. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 for my hit points. Whew. Wizard. Let's see. Talents. Wizard talent. I've got that page open, so let's see what we get there. 10. Learn one additional wizard spell. Okay. +1 spell. I think they get 3. 3 tier 1, so I'm going to take 4. Elf Thief. Let's do the spells real quick. No, we don't even have Mount down here, do we? No, we don't. So let's go back to that. Thief. 3 hit points, talent. Nobody's got the ability score yet. 7, there it is. +2, strength, dex, or charisma. Well, we don't want... I don't care about his strength, because I'm going to go with dex weapons. I don't care about charisma. Obviously, it's going to be dex. So our thief just got good, at least. +2 dex. And last one is ranger talent. Ranger talents are right down here. 6. Ooh, +1 to melee or ranged attacks and damage. With 2 hit points, low dex, low everything, I better go range. +1, ranged, attack, and damage. Okay, I gotta go like that. My wizard spells, I get 4. It's gonna be here. And I'm gonna roll them randomly with one caveat. Now I get 4 checks. So with 4 checks, I should be okay to get something decent, I think. I'm also going to roll up their gear randomly. You'll love that, especially since they're already terrible, but it's just how I like to play. So here's wizard spells. We're a D12. I get 4 of them. I really want to either have magic missile or sleep. But even that, I think I'll throw in Burning Hands. I want at least 1 combat type spell. So if I don't get at least 4, I'm gonna roll 3. Probably what I'll do is roll 3, and the bonus one I'm gonna choose, because that was my talent. That's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna roll 3 and choose 1. 3 is Charm Person. That's good. Ish. What do we got here? Right over here. Person. Like we're rolling. 11. Protection from evil. Probably my least favorite spell. Maybe I just gotta figure out how to make it work. And 1. Alarm. Oh my god. These are horrible. I would definitely choose. You're supposed to choose. I like to roll random. That way my wizard isn't the same every time. Because if I chose every time, I'd do sleep, magic missile, mage armor, and light probably. You know? Like, I did want at least one of those. Let's roll. I'm not necessarily going to keep it. 5. I'm not keeping Featherfall for sure. So I'm going to go with sleep. I'm going to go with sleep. We're going to need it for an escape route, I can tell. Alarm is going to be almost useless here. No, maybe not. Okay. Alignment, I don't really care about. My alignment is going to be decided not with random die rolls with different characters, but kind of a group alignment. I'll probably go neutral-ish. But to me, I've always thought alignment is how you play your character, their actions, not some thing that decides they have to act a certain way. Does that make sense? You always used to have these old school, like, oh, you're playing out of your alignment. You know, you're murder hoboing when you're supposed to be lawful good or whatever. Languages, I'm going to do randomly, but I don't care enough about that to worry about it. I'll do that off screen probably. I do want to do the gear. How am I going to do that? Did I do all my talent rolls? I think I did. I'm gonna. This is weird. I have a system I like to use for starting gear, and it's not the starting gear you would think, and it's not the rolling gold and buying what you want. I like to do. Each character starts with these few basic items. And in Shadowdark, it would be a torch, a backpack, a very minor weapon, and then like one choice of either a shield or a ranged weapon or something. I think for this level 0, not level 0, for this starting thing, I'm going to throw these guys out in the wilderness, see if they can survive even a single hex. They might not. And I'm going to do it this way. Random 0 level. I'm going to play them like a 0 level, even though they're not. So you get D4 and D12. This is my first character. I'll just do them in order. 2 items. A rope. So this is going to be my dwarf. And I'm going to hand off the items if I want, because these guys are a party. A rope and oh, I don't need that again. Crowbar. Great. I'm going to give the crowbar to the thief, because he's going to probably have to hand a weapon. So my ranger is going to get 3 items. A club. That's fine. And 2 more. 7. Another crowbar. We're not going to do that. It's another thing. I'm not going to take a bunch of shitty stuff. Short bow and 5 arrows. Great. I'll take it. I wasn't going to. And another freaking crowbar that I don't want. Another club. I'll take another club because I'll give it to the dwarf. And then I had a short bow and 5 arrows. The wizard. Probably should have added some more things since only 1 item and it's another rope. Oh my lord. I will take another rope. I don't know why. It makes more sense to have multiple ropes than multiple crowbars. And I need something. I need a torch, right? If I'm without a torch, I'll just throw in a torch. I don't know. 2, 9, flint and steel. I'm supposed to know. That's for starting fires, right? And only 1 more item. 10, a grappling hook. Great. We do need a grappling hook. I guess it's silly for the wizard to have that, so I'll have the dwarf take the grappling hook. And that's what we're going to start with. We got 2 characters without even a weapon. Is that too ridiculous? I think it probably is. We're going to give each person 3 rations. All right. I'm going to put that at the 3 rations and probably a torch, I guess. Should we do that? I think I at least need a torch in the group. So let's give we'll give somebody a torch. It's going to be the wizard because he's the most likely to carry it. What else do I have? I think that's it for right now. I'll do the languages. I'll fill out the character sheets completely now that I know the talents and everything, and see what we end up with. I'm probably going to give each character at least a weapon. So a dagger to the thief, a dagger or staff to the wizard. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Only got 2 weapons, 2 clubs. Oh, maybe the short bow. Maybe he needs the short bow. Alright, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's pause. In fact, yeah, let's pause one more time and I'll come back and just show you the final character sheets. And then I'll start a different video when I play. This is a good long one. I tried to be fast and I'm still 30 minutes and counting. Alright guys, so here is our final party. We have, one other order of business I was going to do real quick. So I'm not sure I'm interpreting this right, but dwarves roll hit points at advantage when they level up. Do they roll hit points at advantage at level 1? I'm going to say yes, because we need something to survive. So, we want anything but a 1 or 2. It's still a 1. So, no matter what, you got 4 hit points, Orgo. So, Orgo is our dwarven fighter. So I rolled up backgrounds. What I did was rolled 4 backgrounds randomly from the book, but then I assigned them as they made the most sense. Kind of makes sense to me. There's some really cool supplements that have other options for backgrounds. Like here's 20 backgrounds for a thief type character. I kind of like that a little bit better. I also like the idea of giving them starting gear based on the background, but I didn't do that this time. I have done that for 0 level funnel type stuff. So Orgo is orphaned. I don't know that will come into play too much, but it makes him maybe tough, hardy, survivable. Nura is our ranger. Her background is a scout. So I will give. Well, I'll get into the roles. Krell. I like that name. He looks like a Krell. Gosh darn it. Do a better job with this video, and this is real bad. Like I can't even. I'm looking at the screen and you can't see the details of the minis, so I'm sorry. My lighting in here sucks, even with this extra light because it's pretty. We already saw his spells, and then our last one is Renariel, the Elven Thief. And so I'm gonna pick a spot on the map to start. I'm going to do that right now, but I'm going to call this video good. We'll stop it. This is going to be the session 0 character creation, and then we'll kick right into getting into the hex crawl, and I'll talk a little bit about Terra Invictus and stuff like that. So, another video coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Bradu.